Ugh, if you've ever had a migraine, you know they are just the worst. They can completely knock you out. So today, we're going to dig into something really interesting, a super simple, non-drug method for actually managing them. And this all comes straight from our source material. So let's just start with this. What if you could fight a migraine with a really simple two-phase method? We're not talking about some complicated medical routine here, just a clear plan, an action plan that you can pull out right when you need it most. And that, right there, is the core idea we're going to break down. Okay, so the heart of this whole thing is what we're calling the two-phase method, and it's all built on this one really crucial idea, separating what you do before a migraine even starts from what you do during one. Trust me, that separation, it's the whole key. And what I love about this is how it just boils everything down. You've got phase one, prevention. That's your offense, right? Your proactive game plan. And then you have phase two, relief. That's your defense, your emergency plan for when things go wrong. Having these two separate playbooks means you're not just sitting around waiting for the pain. You're trying to stop it before it starts, and you have a plan for if it does. All right, let's dive into phase one, prevention. The whole idea here is pretty straightforward, but honestly, it's powerful. The best way to beat a migraine is to make sure it never even shows up. And step one for that, it's all about figuring out your personal triggers. So the source really breaks prevention down into just two basic steps. First, you got to become a detective. You have to identify the trigger. Is it something you ate, not enough sleep, stress? It takes some real self-awareness. Then, step two, once you know what it is, you just do your best to avoid it. I know, it sounds almost too simple, right? But that conscious act of connecting the dots between cause and effect, well, that's the foundation of the whole prevention strategy. Okay, but let's be real. Sometimes, no matter what you do, a migraine hits anyway. So what then? Well, that's where phase two comes into play. This is your in-the-moment emergency action plan. It's what you do when you're right in the thick of it and just need relief. And here it is, your three-step battle plan. It's designed to be super simple, so you can actually do it when you're in pain and your brain feels foggy. It goes ice bucket, dark room, best sleep. Simple, right? Let's get into the specifics.
So that first step, it's really specific and honestly kind of surprising. The instruction is to get a bucket of ice water and put both of your feet in it for a solid 30 minutes. Yeah, a full 30 minutes. This isn't just a quick little shock to the system. It's a sustained thing. And the idea is to trigger a major response in your body, probably by pulling blood flow away from your head.
And that leads perfectly into the next two steps. After the ice bucket, the mission is simple. Create a total sensory blackout. We're talking closing the windows, making the room pitch black, and then just aiming for the best, deepest sleep you can possibly get. You're basically creating a quiet little cave for your brain to reset and recover without any distractions. So we've got this really clear two-phase method, right? Prevention by being aware, and relief with this specific three-step plan. Now, what's great is that the source doesn't wrap things up with a bunch of complicated science. Instead, it ends with a really simple, direct promise about what will happen if you do this. And here it is. You will see the difference. That's it. That's the whole promise. No weird claims, no jargon, just this really straightforward, confident statement. Follow the method, and you'll see a change. There's something really powerful in how simple and sure that sounds, isn't there? And really, that brings us to the takeaway here. The real power in all of this, it starts with that very first step of prevention. So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Thinking about everything we just went over, what's just one potential trigger in your life that you could start paying attention to starting today?